Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you as our honored guests to the Pheasant Folly Ablution Facility virtual handover. We have a full agenda lined up to celebrate this momentous occasion that Nedbank, in partnership with Habitat for Humanity, has so passionately invested into. So, please do sit back and relax as we kick off with two very passionate Nedbank volunteers who were highly instrumental in making this incredible project come to life. Good afternoon, and over to you, Warren and Bronwyn.
Good afternoon.
Goeiemiddag.
Sawubona.
Molweni.
My name is Warren Stewart and my co-pilot for today is Bronwyn Freek.
Yes, Warren.
And we will be your MCs for today. As Nedbankers, we are out here at Pheasant Folly Primary School in Katlong, south of Johannesburg, to sprinkle that little bit of Nedbank magic and make an impact in the community of Palmridge.
So Warren, let's put our hands together and let's give a round of applause to the young boys and girls of Pheasant Primary School Choir. Wow, well done to Pheasant Primary School Choir. Let's give them a round of applause, Warren. I remember, Warren, when I was in primary school, I was a drum majorette leader. I couldn't sing, so I can't sing like the choir will sing today, but we can definitely show them some dance moves.
We can. I think they've done a sterling job. Bronwyn, I say if you want to clear a room, ask me to sing. I was part of the choir and the teacher asked me to gracefully bow out, and I eventually joined the school band.
Yes.
But today, let's dance.
There
Can
we
do
go.
it?
There we go.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, 1.
Yes!
Hey! Hey!
We can definitely do it. Wow, that was so much fun, Warren, don't you think?
Indeed it was.
Definitely.
Our keynote speaker for today's virtual handover is none other than Nedbank Group Executive for Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Khensani Nobanda. As both the executive in charge of marketing and a member of the Nedbank Group Executive Leadership, Khensi ensures the cohesive and consistent alignment between marketing messaging, brand positioning, and business objectives across the group, while also providing strategic input into various Nedbank structures, committees, and partnerships. She is passionate about brands and the potential they have to deliver tangible value to consumers and more broadly to society by being purpose-led and value-driven. A very warm and honored welcome to you, Khensi.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited to be able to share in this fantastic moment. As Group Executive of Marketing and Corporate Affairs for Nedbank, I'm privileged to be involved in many aspects of Nedbank's business. But few give me as much joy as events like these, where I get to see the tangible positive outcomes of Nedbank's tireless efforts to deliver on its purpose. That purpose, of course, is to use our financial expertise to do good for individuals, for families, for businesses, and for society. It is deeply ingrained in the culture and ethos of Nedbank and embraced by all its employees. And today's handover of these ablution facilities is evidence of this truth. That's because this event is far more than just a handover of toilets and washrooms. It's a celebration of what can be achieved when caring, compassionate, and determined individuals and organizations come together to be the difference that they want to see in the world. And being that difference is at the heart of Nedbank's purpose to do good. So much so that it also forms part of our employee culture, given effect through our people promise, which is to be the difference that impacts our world. And as a bank, Nedbank recognizes and embraces the opportunity it has to positively impact on so many areas of our society. While this recognition is one of the strong golden threads that runs through our entire group, our corporate affairs division, as well as the Nedbank Foundation, for me, it's at the heart and soul of our social commitment. And one of the most important ways in which we ensure that Nedbank consistently delivers on its purpose is by encouraging and enabling our staff, fondly known as Nedbankers, to volunteer their time, their talents, and even money to drive positive societal change and community upliftment. Recently, the Nedbank Foundation undertook an exhaustive process of re-evaluating our CSI strategy in an effort to identify and align with the most effective way of maximizing our social impact while creating shared value for our business and stakeholders. This process resulted in the identification of the green economy as our overarching anchor strategy. We see the strategy as an exciting opportunity to unlock the interconnectivity that exists between economic, social, and environmental sustainability imperatives, and we are confident that this enhanced CSI strategy will see many more handover events like this one today as we deliver on our vision of enabling sustainable economic development through our social investment actions. My colleagues will elaborate more on this green economy CSI strategy, as well as the vital role that volunteerism plays in the delivery of our Nedbank purpose in the achievement of our brand vision to be money experts who do good. It's worth highlighting, however, that today's handover was in large part made possible by a team of committed Nedbankers who took part in our annual team challenge. This is a volunteerism program that encourages Nedbankers to form teams and devote their time and attention to supporting a social upliftment project or program that touches their hearts over a period of 10 months. Despite the massive challenges of COVID-19 and the national lockdowns, these teams of Nedbankers have been doing exceptional things for people and communities, and this ablution facility handover is just one of the many amazing outcomes achieved by the hundreds of Nedbankers who participated in the 2020 Team Challenge. At Nedbank, we don't believe that embracing this purpose and being a strong and profitable business are mutually exclusive. In fact, we believe these elements are inextricably connected, which is why our entire business strategy is informed and enabled by our sustainable development framework, which guides our decisions and actions and ensures that we constantly unlock shared value for all our stakeholders and generally help to make the world a better place, particularly by applying our expertise and effort to contribute to the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, this handover stands as evidence of the positive changes we are all capable of achieving when we commit to being a force for good and applying creativity, passion, focus, and teamwork to change the lives of those around us for the better. On behalf of Nedbank, I'd like to thank and congratulate every person and organization that played a part in the realization of this vision of healthy and dignified ablution facilities for our young learners. I am absolutely convinced that doing good is highly contagious. So while you may not realize it, your commitment is a source of inspiration to those around you. I urge you all to continue being the difference that drives positive change. Today's event is undeniable proof that together, we really do have the ability to make the world a better place for everyone. Thank you.
We've come to a very special moment in our program where we ask you to join us in welcoming Cyrus Watuku, Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity and the Nedbank Home Loans team, who have made this incredible initiative come to life. Welcome, Cyrus, and over to you.
At Habitat for Humanity, we bring people together to build homes, communities, and hopes. And we believe that access to decent and affordable housing is a human rights issue. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, some communities were left more vulnerable due to lack of adequate basic services infrastructure. And as we know, access to water, sanitation, and hygiene solutions is one of the first lines of defense against various diseases. Indeed, Habitat for Humanity is honored to be in partnership with Nedbank in the shared efforts of addressing water, sanitation and hygiene challenges that are faced by many public schools within low-income communities in South Africa. In our development approach for creating thriving communities, we have identified schools as an important agent of change within the community when it comes to seeking systemic changes for increased access to housing. One of the biggest challenges for Pheasant Folly Primary School was its inability to adhere to COVID-19 guidelines due to insufficient sanitation facilities. But with the help of Nedbank, Habitat was able to facilitate the construction and installation of an ablution facility, thereby building resilience for learners. With the new ablution facility, 1,600 learners from Pheasant Folly Primary School are now able to protect themselves against preventable diseases and the COVID-19 spread, thereby protecting themselves as well as a larger community. Furthermore, through this initiative, a total of 7 job opportunities were created within the community as a result of Habitat using local contractor and local labor during the project works. The ablution facility provides girls with 4 toilets and 3 basins, and for the boys, it provides 3 toilets, a urinal unit, and 2 basins. A water harvesting Jojo tank has also been connected to the facility to ensure a continuous flow of water. This World Water Week, the handover of the facility demonstrates the power of people-public-private partnerships in building integrated, resilient, and sustainable human settlements. We are grateful to all partners involved in this project, especially Nedbank for helping improve the quality of learning environment in schools through increased access to water, sanitation and hygiene solutions for the vulnerable members of our society. The learners of Pheasant Folly Primary School appreciate the security and the dignity that comes with safe, decent and clean sanitation facilities. Thank you.
We are delighted to welcome our guest speaker for this afternoon, Dr. Terence Sibaya, the current Group Managing Executive for Nedbank Africa Regions, NAR. Dr. Sibaya is responsible for leading and managing the SADC-owned and managed businesses and the investment in EcoBank Transnational Incorporated to ensure that they grow and achieve the key strategic objectives of building scale, increase market share, as well as increase NAR share of contribution to overall group's earnings. Good afternoon, Dr. Sibaya.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to be here today representing Nedbank Africa Regions operations. As the Nedbank executive who's been charged with the stewardship of our group's commitment to Sustainable Development Goal 6, clean water and sanitation, this handover of a much needed ablution facility for the learners of the Pheasant Folly School is especially close to my heart. As my colleague Khensani mentioned, Nedbank's entire business strategy is aligned to a clearly defined Sustainable Development Goal framework, which we use as a lens to carefully assess every decision we make and action we take as a purpose-driven bank. To ensure that these SDGs are always front and center of our organization, we have identified 9 of the 17 goals where we believe we have the greatest ability to deliver meaningful impact through our banking products, lending and investment practices. These 9 goals are championed by 9 group executives, including myself, and we are charged with ensuring that Nedbank is constantly growing the percentage of its lending and investment towards sustainable development. Equally importantly, we need to ensure that there is tangible and practical expression of this SDG commitment by Nedbank so that it makes a real and lasting positive difference in the lives and futures of people and communities. There are many countries around the world that are facing growing challenges linked to water scarcity, water pollution, degraded water ecosystems, and of course, access to modern and efficient sanitation. Many of these countries are on the African continent, and many of the people who suffer the most as a result of the water and sanitation challenges are young and vulnerable. The most recent progress report on the SDGs by the United Nations highlighted that unless the rates of progress on this SDG increase substantially, the targets will not be met by 2030. It also pointed out that one of the greatest challenges is a significant lack of funding allocated towards SDG 6. In fact, in many of the most water and sanitation stressed countries, there is still a gap of more than 60% between identified water, sanitation, and hygiene needs and available funding. At Nedbank, we are committed to doing our part to ensure that access to innovative funding and solutions thereto is made available to help address these severe water and sanitation infrastructure challenges, and we're working to be an effective catalyst and facilitator of effective water partnerships and investments. Today's handover most definitely represents a tangible outcome of Nedbank's SDG commitments and is a demonstration of what can be achieved through such effective partnerships. But more than that, it shows that our efforts to embed the sustainable development commitment deep within our corporate culture are succeeding. It's also a good reminder of how important it is to work to instill a strong culture of volunteerism in organizations and communities across Africa. Making funding available for the SDGs is only one part of the equation, but we need people on the ground who are willing to roll up their sleeves and get the work done that needs to be done. And we need look no further than this ablution facility to see the positive results that can be achieved when finance and commitment work together. I thank you.
As true Nedbankers, we decided to go the distance and delight the school with 60 spec worms, 50 school shoes and 270 sanitary towels.
Yes, we are here at Pheasant Folly Primary School in Palm Ridge. As Nedbankers, we are being the difference, we leading the difference, breathing life into our purpose of being financial expertise who do good for individuals, families, societies, and communities. We are warmed by the relationship we have with this community of the little ones who have captured our hearts. As we are here today to plant the speckworm trees, we would like to say to the learners, the speckworm tree is a special tree that breathes oxygen into an environment that needs clean air. It is a tree that grows in challenging circumstances. We would like to say today as Nedbankers to the pupils of Pheasant Folly, the speckworm tree is about resilience. It is a tree that withstands all challenges. It grows anywhere. It doesn't matter how cold it is. It doesn't matter how hot it is. Today as Nedbank, we say to the little ones here that you share the same characteristics of the speckworm tree. As you go through life, as you go through challenges, remember, when life gets tough, just come here, water the tree, and take the strength from it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isabel Masugu. Through the darkest nights, there's always a glimpse of hope through the crack of dawn. During these hard times when COVID-19 has torn society apart, we'll find hope in acts of kindness that speaks love and care into our humanity. With these gestures of kindness, we would like to extend our most heartfelt gratitude to you, Nedbank and Habitat, and all the individuals that were part of the initiatives. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neo Mojaki. For all the little girls, the future queens, this act of kindness goes a long way in demonstrating the willingness to lend a helping hand and pledge the solidarity to the struggle of the girl child. We thank you, Nedbank and Habitat. It's befitting that such heartfelt initiatives comes during Women's Month to further solidify the impact of the girl child in our society. Thank you.
Our school vision, bringing the spark of education to attract the community from all directions of life.
Our school mission, ensuring that effective teaching and learning takes place, making sure that a child is taught holistically, academically, morally, emotionally, and physically.
Our school motto, unlock and shine.
Lord have mercy on us. Christ have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Christ have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Christ, Christ, have mercy on us. Christ, Christ, have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Christ have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Christ, have mercy on us. Christ, Christ, have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us. Christ have mercy on us. Lord have mercy on us.
Let's give a warm welcome to Poovi Pillay, Executive Head of the Nedbank Foundation. Poovi is purpose-led, highly experienced and skilled in leading transformational outcomes that create value for Nedbank and the communities we serve. Poovi has deep experience and insight in banking, CSI, socio-economic and financial inclusion to create commercialized value-based ecosystems across business, social and economic platforms.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, as the Executive Head of Strategy and Corporate Social Investment at Nedbank, I'm in the privileged position of overseeing the social upliftment efforts of our group's primary social investment arm, the Nedbank Foundation. That often means I have the opportunity to participate in these types of uplifting events, all of which never fail to fill me with a sense of positivity and hope for our incredible country. It's handovers like this one that we are celebrating today that are especially heartwarming to me, mainly because they demonstrate that the spirit of Ubuntu, on which so much of our country's progress to date has been built, is still alive and thriving in the hearts of so many South Africans. The many challenges associated with COVID-19 and the national lockdowns over the past year have had the potential to leave us all feeling overwhelmed and, let's be honest, more than a little beaten down in spirit. Then, just as we all started believing that there is renewed hope for the recovery of our country and its people, we experienced that devastating unrest in July that left many people and businesses reeling in this aftermath. But even the difficulties of a pandemic and the devastation of widespread riots and looting were not able to keep South Africans down. In fact, most people today look back on the past 18 months and are filled with the same sense of positivity and hope that I expressed earlier. South Africans are a unique and resilient people, and history has repeatedly shown us that they would rather help than hinder one another. And this ablution facility handover is, for me, clear evidence of this simple truth. What we are handing over today is not just a bricks and mortar structure. It is a symbol of the caring, loving and committed spirit that dominates South African culture. And that is certainly something worth celebrating. It is also part of the South African culture that, I believe, makes corporate social investment truly work in this country. And this selfless, giving culture is what we at the Nedbank Foundation believe will continue to enable our organization to exponentially enhance the good it is doing in the coming years, particularly through our new Nedbank CSI strategy that centers around the green economy. As Nedbank's main CSI vehicle, the Nedbank Foundation plays a vital role in delivering our bank's purpose and the brand essence to use its financial expertise to do good. To this end, the Foundation provides funding to various social and environmental causes and projects, in line with a clearly defined CSI strategy aimed at maximizing the reach and impact of the money we disperse and the volunteerism efforts we enable amongst our staff. We believe that our new green economy anchor strategy will position us to further enhance the social impact of our corporate social investment, particularly given the focus of the strategy on enhancing the lives and futures of people in rural and semi-urban communities. Today's handover exemplifies this strategic vision in action, not only because it links to our continued focus on supporting good education outcomes, but also because it aligns to our commitment to deliver on our purpose by providing life-changing and enhancing outcomes that truly do good for the people of our country and continent. In closing from my side, I'd like to say thank you to every person who has made this Ablution facility a reality. You epitomize our Nedbank purpose in action. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what better way to celebrate Heritage Month than have the learners from Pheasant Folly Primary School add in some cultural flavor with a few cultural performances. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Our Nedbank team, Warren and Samantha, spent some time at the school to understand from the educators and learners how Nedbank, in partnership with Habitat from Humanity, has created an impact overall. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Mpumalelo, I know your boys love watching soccer as much as they enjoy playing it. Can you tell me, what was your highlight of the Kiona Cup this year? And do your boys support the same team?
The highlight on Kiona Cup this time around is just it's spotting a promising talent to the junior teams, wherein they can even engage themselves and watching the top flight, which are playing on the DSTV. They're getting pumped up about the Kiona Cup because it gives them time and to showcase their talent in the sport field.
I'm so glad to hear that. And can you tell me, what difference do you think it makes to the boys when they get support through things like these new uniforms? And were they very surprised to see that they had their own personalized Kiona gear?
Yes, they are surprised about that, but on the other hand, it motivates them to showcase their talent they had because they believe in themselves that one day they're gonna play on the top flight.
Well, we can't wait to see what they're going to do on the field, and we look forward to seeing them there.
Definitely, they will do wonders. Watch the space. I think.
Njabulo, in all soccer teams, there's some players that do strange things on the field. Who in your team takes this honor, and what do they do?
Mina echimini yami yimi ngikwazi ukudlala kakhulu and ngidlala defending six and akekho umunye ongangihlula.
What is the best thing for you about having this uniform for yourself and your teammates?
The best thing is to lead the team, and I'm willing to make the team powerful.
Thank you so much, Njabulo.
Can you tell us what is your name?
My name is Khalfan Rongo.
What an awesome name. He's going to share some information with us today.
Yes.
Can you tell me who has the shiniest school shoes?
It is me.
It's you?
Yes.
Oh, we'll have to check out your school shoes.
Yes.
And who has the biggest feet in the school?
It's me.
Also you. Yes. Man, give me a high five. Okay, so Nedbank done something totally awesome this year, and we donated school shoes to Pheasant Folly Primary School. How did it feel when you received the school shoes?
I was feel very happy and excited to get the shoes from Nedbank because a tall big boy like me, it was really and it was embarrassing to not having the shoes, and even I was ashamed even to come to school.
Oh, thank you for sharing that amazing story, and thank you to the Nedbankers for donating school shoes and changing the lives of the community in Katlong.
Yes.
Mama Ngwenya, I know I get super excited when I drive to Pheasant Folly Primary School. How does it make you feel when you hear that Nedbankers are at the gate of the school?
The first thing that I want to say is that thank you for coming to Pheasant Folly, and I didn't know that pleases you to come to Pheasant Folly. When I hear that you are in the gate, when they send someone to come and call me, and telling me that there are people from Nedbank, I know something good is going to happen for the school, something is going to change, my learners are going to be happy, and I know that this school without Nedbank is going nowhere. So we are happy for you guys. You are always welcome to come here. Thank you, Warren.
Thank you, Ma'am Ngwenya. So glad to hear that you are also excited to hear that Nedbankers are at the school. So we have been involved in this community for the last couple of years. What difference do you think Nedbank has made in this community?
There's a great difference that you have made to this community. Our learners are now having shoes. Our learners, they know that Nedbank will help them with sanitary towels, especially our grade 6 and 7 kids. We know that we'll have a garden because of people from Nedbank. They also bring us some seedlings for the garden. There's a lot of change. Our learners can now get vegetables, different type of vegetables. Sometimes we even give them to take them home. Nedbank is doing a lot of things. There are trees that are around our school now because of Nedbank. And we are always happy. When you arrive here, my principal will say, Mangwenya, your people are here. Then she also knows that when Nedbank is here, the school is going to get a change. The biggest change that you have made for us are the toilets that you have just gave to the school. And those chairs and tables in our dining hall is a dining hall because they are now having chairs, though it's outside, but there's a change that you have made. And the parents are very proud of you, Nedbank. Thank you guys. Keep on doing good things for the nation.
Thank you, Ma'am Ngwenya. I don't know about you, Nedbankers, but just listening to these stories just gives me goosebumps. Ma'am Ngwenya, a huge thank you to you, the principal and the school for allowing Nedbank to come in and make a difference in this community.
You are welcome, sir. Thank you.
Let us give a warm welcome to Thozama Mochadibane, Head Client Experience Culture Delight, who has been an avid champion of the Team Challenge CSI initiatives and is an advocate for putting clients and communities at the center of everything we do. Over to you, Thozi.
Hello everyone, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this incredible moment. As you will have heard from my colleagues, this handover of a much needed new ablution facility would not have been possible were it not for the generous hearts and caring spirits of my Nedbank colleagues. While there are Nedbankers across our organization who constantly amaze me with the good work that they do for their fellow South Africans, this particular project was the result of a mammoth effort by a truly inspirational team of people from the Nedbank Home Loans Division. This exceptional team has now taken top honors in the annual Nedbank Team Challenge, our group's flagship volunteerism initiative, for 2 consecutive years. And when you look at all that they've achieved with this highly ambitious project, it's not hard to see why. I'd like to personally congratulate this dedicated and hardworking team of Nedbank Home Loans and client experience staff members in partnership, and thank them all for their commitment, determination, and hard work that made this vision of a dignified ablution facility a reality for the learners of Pheasant Folly Primary School. As Nedbank, we would also like to extend our appreciation to HFH for playing an instrumental role in bringing the ablution facility project to life. Of course, a project of this magnitude is never the work of just one group of people, no matter how dedicated and talented they may be. So our heartfelt thanks also goes out to every person, business, and Nedbank division that contributed to the success of this project. A special note of thanks to the many thousands of Nedbankers who contributed via our group's payroll giving scheme and who regularly sacrifice a portion of their salaries to provide vital financial support to many charitable organizations in the country and for initiatives like this one. I must also mention that the contribution by Nedbank Home Loans and client experience staff to improving the lives of many South Africans extends beyond this new ablution facility. Our business has a vision of enabling the delivery of the Nedbank purpose to do good by making the home ownership dreams of as many people as possible a reality. The primary vehicles by which we deliver on this vision are obviously our home loans finance products and solutions, which we strive to make as accessible and affordable as we can to ensure inclusive home ownership opportunities for most South Africans. However, in keeping with this vision, our volunteerism efforts also focus predominantly on putting people into the homes they deserve. And to this end, the same team that was responsible for this Ablution block also drove the building of 8 new homes for deserving beneficiaries in the Palm Ridge community as part of Nedbank's commitment to commemorating Nelson Mandela Day in partnership with Habitat for Humanity. I feel immensely privileged to be a part of an organization that is so absolutely committed to delivering tangible social upliftment outcomes for people and communities across the country. The Nedbank purpose to do good is so much more than a catchphrase. It's a heartfelt promise to which every Nedbanker subscribes, and today we celebrate just one of the many physical results of that commitment by Nedbank and Nedbankers. Thank you.
A huge thank you to all our partners, Nedbank colleagues and executives for your unwavering support to this team and community.
Yes, Warren, definitely. We are definitely the change that we do seek.
I fully agree with you, Bronwyn. Nedbankers, thank you for joining us today.
On behalf of myself and Warren, my co-partner, we just want to say please do take care and please stay safe. Thank you so much.